Hello, everybody. This is the Crypto Cowboy. That is not a cowboy. Welcome to another edition of Bitcoin Technical Update. I know it's been a while since I've done my last update. I think it was about maybe a little bit more than a week ago. And not that I've gotten lazy or anything. I've just kind of keep writing regular updates on TradingView. And if you go over to my page, here you will see that I'm doing pretty much regular updates every 6-7 hours in what's happening with the price. And I guess it just kind of escaped me that I still have to make some videos as well. So if you kind of go in here and watch, you will see every little single update that I make, and there's a lot of comments here that I post regarding the chart. So if you want to kind of stay on top of what's happening with the charts and what I think about what's going on in the markets on a more frequent time frame, you can kind of come up here and take a look, and this is my page. So anyway, going back to the video, what I do want to say is we are still so Bitcoin kind of stopped running for a little bit, right? I think on my last video we were kind of hanging around 7,700 and we were looking for Bitcoin to start forming a top and start forming a correction. So not long after that, we have seen that we've reached a high in Bitcoin at about 8,379, 8,400. We've had a major drop happen a few days later. And it was a so-called flash crash. Nothing, extremely earth-shattering if you look up on the daily charts, but we did pull back in some platforms all the way down to 66, 6650 area. So anyway, we are still tracking this count that says that we are in a bull move, and this is wave 1 back in December of 2018, pullback in 2, wave 3, a wave 4, and then a final wave 5. After that, we should get a more, a larger correction, and then we should re-embark on a new bull trend. So if I go on a weekly chart, this is kind of how that will look. This is a wave 4. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly pullback, and then we're off to the races, hopefully taking over $20,000. So back to the daily chart. This is one of the counts that I was following. Now on this count, you can see that we passed 261.8 projection multiple of wave 1, which is quite an overextended wave 3. On this count, we are trying to see if we're going to be able to pull into a wave 4 here, something that will try to match this wave 2 that's here. Something similar should happen on a wave 4. Now we don't know what type of price action and what type of geometry this will take, for lack of a better word. It could be a very simple, let's say some sort of a zigzag, maybe near some kind of a flat. It could be a very large triangle where we go in A, B, C, D, E, and then we go up higher. So this could be another wave 4 that could develop here, and it's got to eat some time on the clock. So if you look just from the right look kind of a thing, without even putting any time projection on here, this can probably last until the whole month of June, until beginning of July, let's say, and after that we can try making this final leg up. Now I'm not saying that this is necessarily going to happen 100%. This is one of the counts that I'm watching, and definitely I want to see what's happening inside here and how extended this wave 4 will become. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to another count that I have up here, and this one basically says that this wave 3 yellow, which I have finished already on here, it's not done yet. And for this one to finish, I am still looking for this wave 3 blue to finish. Wave 3 blue that already finished into this count, I'm still looking for this one to develop and be over, kind of a subdivision of this wave 3 orange, right? So you go 1, 2, and then this wave obviously passes this 2618 projection and goes over to 423%, which is an extremely long wave 3, but it's not impossible. But I do have to consider it just because I'm looking at this wave 4, and if I see no further pullback, then I have to allow for this wave to keep developing. So just to kind of have a substructure on here, I'm looking at this as a wave 1, 2, then you have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete this orange 1, goes back in 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete blue 3, then pull back in 4, and then 5. Okay, so if I go down to smaller time frames on this one, I show you what I mean. And let's just go to a 6-hour chart. And this one I'm considering a triangle, and this is one I kind of monitoring on smaller time frames here. If you go inside this wave 4, we are looking at this as being an A, B, C, D, and then possible pullback in E to complete, and then we should go up higher into this wave 5. Go back to an hourly chart. I'm looking at the structure inside this is going in A, 3 waves, B, 3 waves, C, 3 waves, and then this one that's developing right now seems to be a 3-wave structure in a zigzag that goes in an ABC for W, then you have an X, then you have another ABC for Y to complete D, and then you can pull back in this wave E, which will be actually this wave 4, and then we're going to go back up higher. So there's kind of several ways to monitor this development into a wave 4, and if you go up there on TradingView under my comments, you will see kind of what I watch, and this is, you know, sort of my preferred count for right now, and this is the one that I want to see how it develops. And then, you know, the larger counts don't matter that much, but if we're breaking out of this triangle, then my next move will be to complete a wave 5, and then we'll see what happens up here. Okay, so this is this count, and then I have another one here, which is the third one, and kind of not to confuse you, this calls for a move here that should coming up here very shortly, and this is you know, for the completion of a wave 3, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this one is bullish as well. Trying to this one kind of says that this wave 4 is already finished, and we're moving up into a wave 5 already. So if I go to a 3-hour chart, even better to a let's say to a 2-hour, you can see that this wave 4 is a very simple zigzag coming down, and now here I have, and I think I might have this count in already. Yes, this calls that this is actually a wave 1, a zigzag in 2, and then we're pulling back 3, some kind of a 4 here, and then go up into a 5. And the reason I'm looking at this one is just because if you go back and compare this with the triangle, I just have a feeling that this wave D pullback, it's higher than 618, so it's, I think it even passed 786 retracement of this previous leg, which starts to give me some indication that it might not be, but I do have to keep it here as an alternate count and keep an eye on how it develops. Okay, so this is the more bullish count that says we are actually start to move higher, and you can count in here. If I go even to a 30-minute, you can count a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC pullback. So this would be a 1, 2, and then here you would have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe another pullback, and we keep going higher. Okay, so this is one of the counts that I'm monitoring as well. So anyway, the primary one, you know, that I kind of keep an eye on it, it's obviously the triangle, and that's the one that I talk about up here on TradingView most of the times. But I do keep this this kind of secondary wave count, you know, that I start to almost favor up here with this bullish move, trying to see if we can catch a move up higher. Okay, then this one here says that we can pull back into a wave 4. So anyway, I just wanted to you know, run you through my thought process into this kind of 3 counts that I have up here. Things obviously, once you start breaking up the trend, they start to get a little bit more complicated. You have to get into the weeds of the wave counts and see where the moves are going to end and kind of what's your next possible trade to take to the top side. All right, so once again, monitor this as a larger pullback. Let's look at this as a triangle that's about to be complete here shortly with another move into an E leg coming down, and then we should have back up higher. And then this one, which is says that we already finished this wave forward, and we are in a 1, 2, possibly another 1, 2, 3, 4, and start moving up higher here in a bullish manner. Okay, so I hope it's not too confusing what I've said. If you have any questions, post them below the video. Leave any comments. You can subscribe. I'll try to make this more often. If you want to stay in touch with regular updates, go to TradingView on that page I showed you. And I'll see you guys as soon as I'll make another video here. So enjoy, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.